Right, I'm going to be honest with you on this one, guys. No frills, here it is. What are these tiny doors, and why do I see them everywhere? Now, I know what you're thinking, he's lost it. This isn't that weird, it's just a normal looking door. Look, I promise you, they're way smaller than they appear, and they're all over the place. I've been collecting them for a few months now, so I've had the time to mull this over, and the only sensible conclusion here is that there's a conspiracy. Gnomes or something, I don't know. Who's installing these? Get your eyes checked, guys. They're all at different heights, and they're often really far off the ground and have a big drop below them, which doesn't exactly seem ideal for the aging denizens of the city. My Gran's 90, and if she had to come out of one of these, she'd be going the way of Humpty Dumpty. Look at this one, it just opens straight onto the train tracks. What's that about? Is it some kind of emergency exit? Because that would sort of explain why there's a door there, but not the fact that it's so small. Some of the doors in this video are about 4 feet tall. Is it for all the elderly men who spent 70 years making tofu and are now permanently hunched over? Because I've seen quite a few of those. I'm tempted to knock and see what answers. Maybe it'll be like the ugly cat in Dick and Dom's bungalow.
Oh, hello, cat here.
Look, there's another one. What gives? I'm sorry, I really don't have any insightful commentary on this one. It's not even a rant, I'm not exasperated. It's just sheer confusion. Me no understand. Why small? Why not normal? Sometimes you can even see in the brickwork that there was clearly enough room to install a bigger door, but nope, not needed apparently. Japanese people aren't super tall, it's true, but they're not that small. The other weird thing about this is that it's almost always the exact same type of door. When you see front doors, they're always different. Everyone's got their own style, their own taste. But there's this one specific type of door that's been installed ubiquitously in a range of sizes, which leads me to wonder if they're manufactured by one company. I found a label on this one that reads YKKAP, or Architectural Products. It's not a great representation of their product, to be honest. But I guess they just sell the doors, and it's the homeowners and the construction workers who make a pig's ear of it. I even found this little lane of them where every house had one. What the Bilbo Baggins is this shit? Are they all full of little Japanese hobbits who scurry in and out on hairy feet? I'd say this door is about 4.5 feet tall. This one's another good example. Not only is it weirdly fat, but there's an ordinary door next to it to compare it to. It's a good foot smaller than it ought to be for no discernible reason. I wanted to yank it open and peer into the other side. It looks like it was built for Wario. And this is surely one of the worst offenders. It's doing everything wrong. It's too short, it's too thin, it's too high off the ground, awkwardly pressed up against the wall as well. The Waluigi of doors. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got one that's actually too tall. Why not just install a gate? Why not build the wall higher? Isn't this one of the few walls where a tiny door would make sense? What are you hiding, damn you? Don't get me wrong, there's a perfectly valid form of tiny door that also exists. Weird little nooks for the maintenance man to pry open, hovels for goblins, car park escape hatches, all totally acceptable. These are not those. These are a sad in-between that taunt me from the peripheries of my vision as I walk down the street. Although if I describe it that way, you might as well throw it on the par with the rest of the gubbins I talk about on this channel. It's true that I'm tall, and doubly so in Japan, and a good head hazard is never far away. But I feel like some of these would decapitate a dwarf. I've even seen a traditional variant of it beside a normal-sized door. Then there's an even smaller type called nijiriguchi, used for tea houses, where you have to crawl inside symbolically. Anyway, I'm fully aware that I've presented a lot of questions and not a lot of answers. Much like David Hume, although I don't wear one of those things. But if anything, this video has been too interesting, and I'm worried it's going to overstimulate you, which is why I'm including public domain footage of a Christian mass to cool things off, because otherwise you're all going to be up way past bedtime. There we are, that's better. Oh no, footage of mega exciting monster trucks. How did that get in there? Great, now you're all going to be fighting in the comments. That is pretty cool though. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, tiny doors. Well, look, I've said what I wanted to say, and I've already tried asking Japanese people about these and got nowhere with it, so I don't think there's going to be an answer for this. And I imagine for 99% of people, there's nothing to be answered in the first place. But feel free to invent some sort of lore for all this in the comments, I don't know. You don't deserve a reward for getting to the end of this video, because you really should have been doing that chore you've been putting off. But here's a copy of Seaman for PlayStation 2 we found in a second-hand store. Thank you, good night. Beautiful. Thank you.